Hi, and welcome to English Channel. Are you learning English? Great. Let's learn English with a very interesting story. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Let's get started.
1. Introduction. When we hear the word Hawaii, we often think about beautiful beaches, blue oceans, and warm sunshine. Many people see it as a perfect holiday paradise. But Hawaii is more than a tourist destination. It has a long and powerful history. Brave sailors once crossed the Pacific Ocean to find these islands. Strong kings built a kingdom. Later, foreign powers arrived. A queen lost her throne. Hawaii's past is full of courage, change, and deep emotion. 2. Discovery and early settlement. 940 to 1200 AD. Around the year 940 AD, brave Polynesian sailors began a long journey across the Pacific Ocean. They came from islands like Tahiti and the Marquesas. They traveled in large, double-hulled canoes made of wood. These boats were strong and could carry many people and supplies. The sailors used the stars, the wind, and the ocean waves to guide them. They did not have maps or modern tools. After many weeks at sea, they found the Hawaiian Islands. The islands were beautiful and full of mountains, forests, and fresh water. The land was formed by volcanoes. It was new and powerful. The settlers did not come empty-handed. They brought important plants like taro, sweet potatoes, bananas, and coconuts. They also brought animals such as pigs and dogs. These plants and animals helped them build a new life. The people worked together to grow food and build homes. They fished in the ocean and farmed in the valleys. They learned to live with nature and respect the land. Over time, small communities grew on different islands. Each island developed its own leaders and traditions. The Hawaiian culture slowly began to form. These first settlers were strong and brave. Their journey was dangerous, but they created a new home in the middle of the ocean. 3. Ancient Hawaiian society and the kapu system. As the population grew, Hawaiian society became more organized. The people created a clear social system with different classes. At the top were the alii, the chiefs. They were powerful leaders who controlled land and made important decisions. Below them were the kahuna, the priests and experts. They led religious ceremonies and gave advice to the chiefs. Most people were makaina, the commoners. They were farmers, fishermen, and builders. They worked hard to support the community. At the bottom were the koa, who had the lowest status in society. Life was guided by a strict system called kapu. Kapu means forbidden or sacred. It was a set of rules that controlled daily life. For example, men and women were not allowed to eat together. Certain foods were only for chiefs. Some places were sacred and could not be entered. If someone broke a kapu rule, the punishment could be very serious. Sometimes it was even death. The kapu system kept order in society. It showed respect for the gods, the chiefs, and nature. For many years, this system shaped Hawaiian life and culture. 4. Captain James Cook and First Western Contact, 1778 to 1779. In January 1778, a British explorer named Captain James Cook sailed across the Pacific Ocean and reached the Hawaiian Islands. He was looking for a new trade route between Europe and Asia. When he arrived, he became the first recorded European to meet the Hawaiian people. Cook named the islands the Sandwich Islands in honor of the Earl of Sandwich in England. At first, the Hawaiians welcomed Cook and his crew. They traded food and supplies. The visitors were surprised by the rich land and the strong culture of the islands. The Hawaiians were also curious about the large ships and metal tools. However, the relationship did not stay peaceful. Cultural misunderstandings slowly grew. The British sailors did not always respect local customs. Tension increased when one of Cook's small boats was stolen. In response, Cook tried to take a Hawaiian chief hostage to force the return of the boat. This action made the situation worse. On February 14, 1779, a fight broke out at Kealakekua Bay. During the conflict, Captain Cook was killed by Hawaiian warriors. Cook's death marked a turning point in Hawaiian history. After this event, more Western ships began to arrive. Trade increased, but so did disease and foreign influence. Hawaii would never be the same again. 5. King Kamehameha I and the Unification, 1795 to 1810. After the arrival of Western ships, new weapons and ideas entered Hawaii. One powerful chief saw an opportunity to change the future of the islands. His name was Kamehameha. Kamehameha was a strong and skilled warrior. He wanted to unite all the Hawaiian islands under one rule. At that time, the islands were divided and often at war. Different chiefs fought for power and land. Kamehameha used Western guns and cannons to strengthen his army. He also received advice from foreign sailors and traders. In 1795, he won an important battle on the island of Oahu. Slowly, he defeated his rivals on other islands. Some chiefs chose to surrender instead of fighting. By 1810, Kamehameha successfully united all the major islands. For the first time, Hawaii became one kingdom. Kamehameha became the first king of the Kingdom of Hawaii. He brought peace and stability after many years of war. He supported trade with foreign countries, but protected Hawaiian traditions. Under his rule, the kingdom grew stronger. His leadership changed Hawaiian history forever. 6. The end of kapu and arrival of Christianity, 1819 to 1820. In 1819, a major change happened in Hawaii. King Kamehameha I had just died, and his son, Kamehameha II, became the new ruler. At that time, the traditional kapu system still controlled daily life. These strict religious rules had guided Hawaiian society for many generations. However, powerful leaders began to question the old system. One of them was Queen Kamehameha, a strong and influential woman. She believed it was time for change. Together with Kamehameha II, she decided to break the kapu system in a public act called Ai Noa, which means free eating. The king sat down and ate with women. This simple action broke an important kapu rule. According to tradition, men and women were not allowed to eat together. When nothing terrible happened, many people realized the old religious system was losing its power. Soon after, the temples were destroyed, and the kapu system officially ended. In 1820, another change arrived from across the ocean. Christian missionaries from the United States came to Hawaii. They wanted to teach Christianity and Western values. They also created a written Hawaiian alphabet and helped translate the Bible. Many Hawaiians learned to read and write for the first time. Christian beliefs slowly spread across the islands. Within a few years, Hawaiian culture began to change deeply. 7 sugar plantations and the Great Mahele, 1848. In the mid-19th century, Hawaii's economy began to change quickly. Foreign traders and businessmen saw that the islands had rich soil and a warm climate. These conditions were perfect for growing sugar cane. Soon, large sugar plantations appeared on several islands. Sugar became Hawaii's most important export product. Plantation owners made large profits by selling sugar to foreign markets. Many of these owners were Americans or Europeans. They invested money and brought new machines to increase production. However, sugar farming required a lot of land and labor. Plantation owners wanted clear ownership of land. At that time, land in Hawaii was controlled by the king and the chiefs. Common people did not privately own land. In 1848, King Kamehameha I introduced a major land reform called the Great Mahele. The word Mahele means division. This reform divided land into private property. Land was shared among the king, the chiefs, and the government. In theory, common people could also claim land, but many Hawaiians did not fully understand the new legal system. Some could not afford the fees to register their land. As a result, large areas of land were sold to foreign businessmen. Over time, many native Hawaiians lost control of their ancestral lands. Plantations grew larger, and foreign influence became stronger. The Great Mahele changed Hawaii forever. 8. The Bayonet Constitution, 1887. By the late 19th century, foreign businessmen had gained great power in Hawaii. Many of them owned sugar plantations and had strong economic influence. They wanted more political control as well. At that time, King Kalakaua was the ruler of Hawaii. He believed in protecting Hawaiian traditions and royal authority. However, some foreign residents did not trust him. They formed a group called the Hawaiian League. In 1887, this group forced the king to sign a new constitution. He signed it under threat of violence. Because he had no real choice, the document became known as the Bayonet Constitution. The new constitution greatly reduced the king's power. It transferred much authority to the legislature and cabinet. Many government positions were controlled by wealthy businessmen. The Constitution also changed voting rules. Only people who owned a certain amount of property could vote. This rule limited the voting rights of many native Hawaiians. At the same time, it allowed many foreign residents to vote. As a result, political power shifted away from the Hawaiian monarchy. The royal government became weaker. Foreign influence continued to grow. The Bayonet Constitution was a major step toward the end of the Hawaiian Kingdom. 9. The overthrow of Queen Liliuokalani, 1893. In 1891, Queen Liliuokalani became the ruler of Hawaii. She was the last monarch of the Hawaiian kingdom. She loved her people and wanted to protect their rights. However, the monarchy was already weak because of the bayonet constitution. The Queen believed that the Constitution of 1887 was unfair. It had taken power away from the royal family and limited the voting rights of Native Hawaiians. She wanted to create a new constitution. Her plan was to restore the authority of the monarchy and return political power to her people. This decision worried many foreign businessmen and plantation owners. They feared losing their influence and economic control. In response, a group called the Committee of Safety began to plan against the Queen. Most members were American or European residents of Hawaii. In January 1893, the group took action. With support from United States military forces, they moved against the royal government. American troops landed in Honolulu, claiming they wanted to protect American lives and property. Their presence strengthened the rebels. Facing possible violence and bloodshed, Queen Liliuokalani made a difficult choice. She surrendered her authority to avoid harming her people. Soon after, a provisional government was established. Later, in 1894, this government became the Republic of Hawaii. The overthrow ended the Hawaiian Kingdom. It marked a painful moment in Hawaiian history. 10. Annexation and Pearl Harbor, 1898 to 1941. After the Republic of Hawaii was established, its leaders wanted the islands to join the United States. Many American businessmen supported annexation because it would protect their economic interests. At first, some leaders in the United States were unsure. However, global politics soon changed the situation. In 1898, the United States was fighting the Spanish-American War. American leaders realized that Hawaii was an important location in the Pacific Ocean. The islands could serve as a military base and supply station for ships. Because of this strategic value, the United States decided to annex Hawaii. In the same year, Hawaii officially became a territory of the United States. The American flag was raised, and political control shifted to Washington. Many native Hawaiians protested the annexation. They believed their kingdom had been taken unfairly. Despite their resistance, annexation moved forward. Over the next decades, Hawaii became increasingly important to the United States military. Pearl Harbor, a natural harbor on the island of Oahu, developed into a major naval base. Thousands of soldiers and sailors were stationed there. On December 7, 1941, everything changed. Japanese planes launched a surprise attack on Pearl Harbor. The attack destroyed ships and killed many American soldiers. The next day, the United States entered World War II. Hawaii was placed under martial law for several years. The islands became a central base for American operations in the Pacific. This event connected Hawaii permanently to global history. 11. Statehood and the Hawaiian Renaissance, 1959 present. After World War II, Hawaii continued to grow and change. Its economy became stronger, especially because of tourism and military activity. Many visitors came to enjoy the beaches, warm weather, and unique culture. More people from the mainland United States decided to move there. For many years, Hawaii had been a territory of the United States. As a territory, it had limited political rights. Residents could not vote for the president. They also had less power in Congress. Because of this, many people wanted equal status. In 1959, a statehood referendum was held. Most voters supported becoming a state. On August 21, 1959, Hawaii officially became the 50th state of the United States. The American flag added a new star. For many residents, this was a proud and hopeful moment. However, some native Hawaiians felt differently. They remembered the overthrow of their kingdom in 1893. They believed that their sovereignty had been taken away unfairly. In the 1970s, a cultural movement began to rise. It became known as the Hawaiian Renaissance. This movement focused on restoring traditional culture and identity. People worked to revive the Hawaiian language. Schools were opened to teach children in Hawaiian. Traditional hula and music became popular again. Ancient navigation skills were practiced on double-hulled canoes. Activists also demanded respect for sacred lands and political rights. They asked the government to recognize past injustices. In 1993, 100 years after the overthrow, the United States passed the Apology Resolution. This law formally apologized for its role in ending the Hawaiian Kingdom. Today, Hawaii is both a modern American state and a place with deep native roots. Its story continues with strength, memory, and hope for the future.
Hey there! Just a second before you go. If you learned something new today, please give this video a like, write your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the channel. It only takes a second, and it really, really helps to create even better English videos for you. Your support means the world. Thank you.